Is Arma free still worth it in 2024? In my opinion and my personal preference, of course it is, and it should be in your Steam library. It's pretty realistic and gives you this feeling about this game that just makes it so addictive. I could play Arma free all day and probably never get bored, right? Because there's just so much to do and so much sort of to explore, and if you get sort of bored from one game mode, you can switch to another, right? Because there's thousands. You can play Altus RP, which is basically just you living a normal life and enjoying yourself and making money and just like playing a game, but it just makes it more fun because it's fun. And the thing is, apart from the super realistic Arma logic that sends you back to spawn, I think this game is absolutely brilliant and everyone should at least give it a try, right? Fun fact about Arma 3 101. Did you know that Arma 3, the original map, which is called Altus, is actually based on a real-life Greek island called Lemnos? And the thing about this island is not very popular and it's very, very beautiful. It has lots of beaches, and the thing is, it's not popular, which means if you want to start a YouTube travel channel, I just give you an idea. Now, also one thing about this game is that the game, every time it releases a DLC, which is paid unfortunately, but they're pretty fun and it also gives you additional content to the game. And I don't think they're that expensive. Some of them are, but I would say they're worth it if you're going to play the game long term. Some of the content gives you single player missions, right? So it is pretty nice that whenever you buy DLC, you get extra content, you get extra weapons, skins, and we can say sort of some of them are pay to win. And also what you get is single player missions, right? I mean, you pay for it, but it sort of is nice because some content from other games just gives you skins and that's it. Whereas these also give you missions, right? That you can play single player or you can play with your friends. So something I really like that is Arma 3 or Bohemia Interactive, as the developer of Arma 3 is Bohemia. They give sort of make the content for you also, just rather than just taking your money and leaving you by yourself, right? Now, one more thing I love about Arma is that if you get bored of everything, absolutely everything, from Altus RP to maybe King of the Hill, or even maybe some Capture the Flags, I don't even know if that exists, you can make your own levels. And the good thing about making your own levels is you can share them on the Steam Workshop, or you can actually put it on a server and play with your friends, right? So I don't think you can actually get bored of Arma 3. I don't think it's possible. Now, the one sort of bad side of Arma 3 is the keybinds itself. Arma 3 is a very, very sort of, I would say, keyboard dependent game. You need to know the different keybinds to sort of be successful in this game, or be happy to play this game at least. And the difference is it has thousands, it has about 10 pages of keybinds. Like, it has a keybind for everything, right? I'm not even kidding. So if you want to play this game, you need to be ready to basically sort of study the keybinds, at least for the first 20 hours. You might struggle with the keybinds because the keybinds are a bit awkward, but everything's doable. I learned it, right? I learned it from coming from other games where the keybinds were not as bad, but Arma 3 is just the game that is, right? Every Bohemia game is very keybind dependent. So you need to be ready to study the keybinds and sort of adjust the keybinds up to you. And yep, that's it. Right, just sort of one downside. It's not really a bad downside, because obviously keybinds also are good because it gives you sort of the ways to optimize the game for yourself. Now, I think that a very, very special mention is the community of Arma 3. People maybe on Altus RP are not very friendly. However, on King of the Hill, people are friendly and basically cooperating with each other. There's a lot of communication, so if you join a server on King of the Hill with about 100 players, you will definitely find someone that is communicating with you, right? There's always at least one person to maybe 10 people communicating with each other and supporting each other and basically trying their best to win the game. And something I love about Arma 3 is that this is the beauty of it. The beauty of this game is that people communicate and work with each other. And if you basically work with each other, right, and try to actually work the objective, you will definitely win, right? And it's very competitive because if you think about it, 100 players, there's 3 teams, 30 players each. There's jets, helicopters, tanks, everything's happening, chaos happening, artillery. It is very important that you sort of do work with your team, right, to win the game. And if you are a team player, this game's for you. this game's absolutely a beauty for you. Believe me, try this game. Now, another basically special mention I want to do is basically weapons, attachments, and tanks and stuff. There's just so many tanks and so many skins that you can choose from. From basically bipods, attachments like sights, suppressors, bipods, skins of weapons and magazines, and tracers. There's also tracers in this game. Tracers are basically the wee little, when you shoot, the little sort of spark that's going, right, with the bullet. And there's just, I love this game. I don't know why, but I love this game. It just makes me feel so relaxed and like relaxes me. And it's just so great, right? And as I said, there's just so many attachments and so many weapons that you can choose from. And there's basically gun for everything. There's not really shotguns in this game because it makes sense to not be there. You can download some shotguns and there's usually some on the servers, but there's no shotguns in this game, right? There's just no, because this doesn't really make any sort of sense to be in this game, because this game is usually long range. You don't really have close quarter combat a lot. You usually have like long range, especially in King of the Hill, you usually have long range combat. So shotguns are useless. Now one thing you might ask is, when was Arma 3 released? Wasn't it released like 10 years ago? It was actually released 11 years ago, right? And the funny thing is, Arma 3 was released 5 days earlier than GTA 5, right? So these games are sort of brother and sister. And they're pretty similar as well. And the thing is that if you go to Arma 3 Steam charts, right, which is just, it shows me the player count. And also what we're doing is basically seeing the player count, which has been stable for the next, 8 years? It's been basically stable. And as you can see, basically 2018, 2020, it's a bit higher, reaching basically 22,000, right? So the other thing is going to die, because as you can see, even 2022, which is about 2 years ago, the player count is still 15,000, which is still okay for a game. And don't forget to check out my other videos. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, comment. If you want to basically ask me anything about Arma 3 or maybe other games like DayZ, GTA 5, just hit me in the comments, I'll answer your question. Also, if you'd like to see me explain something, or would like to make content around another game, or maybe elaborate something, or make another content about Arma 3, leave it in the comments, I'll answer as soon as possible. Peace.